Okay, I think I'm working again. Man, this happened yesterday too. I hope we can get through our book now this time. Um, so I'm not sure what you guys all saw, but this crazy little girl, Willow, everybody else is sitting nice and straight and in her seat, but not Willow, okay? She is she's kind of like me, I would say. So I'm going to start over here on this page. Rosy-cheeked Willow twisted around in her seat to look out the window. Face forward, young lady. Miss Hawthorne's icy blue eyes glared at Willow. Willow shivered. Miss Hawthorne's mood were as dark as her clothes. One day in September, Miss Hawthorne handed out paper, paintbrushes, and paints. She told her students to make pictures of a tree and hung an example on the board. All the students painted trees with straight brown trunks and round green tops, except Willow. Who ever heard of a pink tree? Miss Hawthorne asked with a frown. That's what I saw when I closed my eyes, said Willow. A few students giggled. Sam snorted. Pink stinks. The next week, Willow carried her well-loved art book to school. In it was a picture of a flamingo pink tree painted by a famous artist. Look! Willow pointed, giving Miss Hawthorne the most magical smile. Miss Hawthorne glanced at the picture and turned away with a scowl. Horrid little girl, she muttered as Willow skipped off. In October, Miss Hawthorne passed out paper, paintbrushes, and paints. She told her students to make pictures of an apple tree and hung an example on the board. All the students painted trees with straight brown trunks, round green tops, and red apples. Everyone except Willow. Miss Hawthorne pointed with a long, bony finger. Look at the mess you've made. And there is no such thing as a blue apple. But that's what I saw when I closed my eyes, said Willow. Some of the students giggled. Sam laughed especially hard. Yeah, whoever heard of a blue apple? The next week, Willow carried her well-loved art book to school. She showed Miss Hawthorne a picture of a tree with blue apples. Then she reached into her backpack and took out a blue apple. This is for you, she said, handing it to Miss Hawthorne. Miss Hawthorne's face turned crimson. Horrid little girl, she muttered as Willow skipped off. Autumn flew past. Willow always seemed to be in trouble in Miss Hawthorne's class. Stop daydreaming, Willow. You broke another crayon, Willow. Willow, put away that book. Most of all, Willow got into trouble for not painting things the way Miss Hawthorne wanted her to. The day before winter vacation began, students brought presents for their teachers. No one brought a present for Miss Hawthorne, except for Willow. Miss Hawthorne stood at the window watching Willow and the other students board their buses. She wasn't in any hurry to leave. No one was waiting for her at home. Miss Hawthorne walked to her desk. She was surprised to see a gift. No one ever gave her gifts. To Miss Hawthorne, my art teacher, from Willow. Miss Hawthorne slowly unwrapped the package. Nestled in a bed of tissue paper was Willow's well-loved art book. Miss Hawthorne sat holding the book for a long time. It was dark outside when she walked to the cabinet. There were art supplies where the art supplies were kept locked away. Miss Hawthorne filled her arms with paintbrushes, paints, colored pencils, and sketch pad and carried them to her desk. She flipped open the sketch pad and stared down at the blank page. Finally, Miss Hawthorne picked up a colored pencil. For the first time in her life, Miss Hawthorne doodled. Outside, the wind howled. Trees creaked and drained. They could not. Snowflakes swirled upward. The lights flickered off. Miss Hawthorne sat in the darkness. When the lights came back on, Miss Hawthorne's fingers found the wet paint and spread it across the pages. The school custodian poked his head into the classroom. He stopped, astonished at what he saw. Across town, Willow stood at her bedroom window, peering at the soft, fat snowflakes through her spyglass. After a while, she climbed into bed and fell asleep, wondering if Miss Hawthorne liked her present. When the students returned to school in January, everything was the same as always, except the art room. With wide eyes, an open mouth, the student stood rooted in the doorway. Willow was the first to step inside. Behind a graceful willow tree covered in paint from head to toe, a woman was painting. Do you know where Miss Hawthorne is? Willow asked. When the woman turned around, the students gasped. Miss Hawthorne? Asked Willow. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Willow, Miss Hawthorne said. Grab the paintbrushes. I need your help. Delighted, the students did as they were asked. This time, everyone painted just the way they wanted, especially Willow. Who loves that book? I love that book. I love it because Willow was so sweet to her art teacher, right? Showed her respect and kindness by giving her a gift. Always, always important and good manners. And then, too, that the teacher decided to maybe look at it in a different way, too. I think that's important, too. Us old people, we got to kind of look at it in a fun new way, too, sometimes, right? And reinvent ourselves and the things around us. So, love that book. Such a good book. I have one more cute. This is just a cute little book. And this one is called Crafty Llama. It's kind of short, so. It was a lovely sunny day. Llama knew there was so many things she ought to do, chores, this, that, and whatever. But it was such a beautiful day that she wanted to do something special, something lovely. So Llama did what she did when she needed to figure things out. Llama did a whole lot of thinking and still didn't know exactly what to do with the day. She felt like the answer was sitting right in front of her, but she just couldn't see it. Llama's friend Raccoon stopped by. That looks like fun, said Raccoon. Can I join you? Of course, said Llama. Another friend stopped by and joined them, and another. Soon lots of friends were making things. Beaver stopped by too, but he didn't join in. He wasn't interested in making something unless it was useful. This is very crafty, but what is it for? Asked Beaver. Actually, I don't know, replied Llama. She hadn't thought about whether what she was making was useful. She had just been having fun making. What would you use it for? She asked. Beaver thought. He wasn't sure. How about, said Raccoon. Or maybe, said Pony. Or what about, said Rabbit. None of the ideas felt right, or even possible, or safe. More friends stopped by to see what Llama was up to. All of Llama's thinking meant she had a whole lot of knitting to share. She had something to tame Lion's mane, something to carry Elephant's trunk. I'm sure that gets heavy. Something for Turtle when he came out of his shell. Wouldn't that be funny if we could see turtles without their shells? Kind of weird. Llama had never imagined all of the fun could be so useful. I guess if you have fun making something, others are bound to enjoy it too, said Llama. Soon it seemed everyone had a new crafty something. Everyone but Beaver. So Beaver did what he did when he needed to figure things out. Beaver did a whole lot of thinking, but he still didn't know how he could make a knitted something useful. Llama and Beaver took a little break, which became a long break. With all Beaver's thinking, he had made something special for everyone, too. Llama had an idea. I know what Beaver can be. I know what Beaver can use a crafty something for. Something special. Just for you, Llama whispered. Something lovely, murmured Beaver. And Llama and her friends looked forward to spending many more lovely days in a special, crafty, useful way. I just like that one. Isn't that like kind of a good feel-good book to end this Friday? Again, I hope everybody is enjoying their Friday. I hope you like my headstand. I hope you like my rap video. I just hope everyone's doing great, man. I'm always here for a good laugh, as you've noticed. All right, you guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we will see you back here on Monday. Be kind.